You think she's a good girl, but once you get to know her, you realize she's everything. She's crazy, she's funny, she's honest, and you'll never know what she'll do next.
Oh, you guys, I'm so glad you came back this week. We have got the greatest guest. I met her at the National Speakers Association, Marcy Kravitz. Welcome. We're so excited to learn about you today. This is our 50-second podcast. Thanks for tuning in again. We love to have you. Anyway, Marcy is with Hotwire Communications. Marcy, do you want to explain to us a little bit what that is?
Absolutely. Tracy, thank you so much for having me here today. I am the Senior Director of Community Association Relations. That's a mouthful to say, at Hotwire Communications. And we are a fiber optic internet company, and we provide associations with internet, television, phone, security, surveillance, leak detection. And we are a dedicated company for community associations and providing them their services. And I'm so happy to be here today to talk about
now,
it.
Is it only here in Florida or is it all over the United States? Or?
We are now in 10 states, and we're in the Carolinas, we're in Georgia, we're in Arizona, we are now in Nevada and Texas and California.
Wow. Okay. So Marcy, tell me, what are some of the challenges with managing communities like this, like you do?
I mean, we've been around since 2002. I've been in the business for over 25 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've seen so much evolution and innovative technology, and I manage properties for over 2 decades. And I can tell you that here in Florida, we've been through a lot. Not only have we been through hurricanes, but
Yes.
we've been through major disasters.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we've had to learn from them.
Mm-hmm. That's all you can do from challenges that come up, right? That's what my book's about that I'm writing. It's all about beating the adversities, how you handle them, how you choose to perceive them. Anyways, but what I really was drawn to when we were talking at the event where we met was Marcy draws a lot from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Influence Friends, or How to Win Friends and Influence People. And she brought a book of hers today for me today, Common Sense Community Management. If y'all want to look for that too on Amazon, I'm sure they can find it.
Yes.
But anyway, so tell me how you were drawn to this Dale Carnegie's book. I mean, I love it. And the thought process, how does that work along with what you do?
Well, I first started writing about 20 years ago for the Florida Community Association Journal.
And she brought one of these for me today, too. I'm so excited.
Yes,
I said, don't you want to show it on the show? You got to show it.
And I'm a big believer of education and sharing the knowledge and managing properties. Basically in Florida, 2 days of study, and then you earn, pass a test, you earn your license. And as an adjunct professor at Palm Beach State, I had the honor of teaching the pre-cam class. And as I met managers, we were all just stunned on the amount of information that we had to gather to properly operate a community association. So I started writing and journaling, and then this magazine asked me to start submitting my articles and sharing the knowledge. So over 2 decades.
That's an honor.
Yeah. So over 2 decades, I was writing for them. And then when I was younger, right out of high school, my father encouraged me to take the Dale Carnegie classes, and I've been applying those principles forever. In fact, I still carry.
I know you teach classes like this too.
Yes, I do training, I do webinars. Most recently, I did a webinar on applying the principles of Dale Carnegie and how to win friends and influence people. And I've been carrying this little golden book with me, the Dale Carnegie Golden Book with me, since I took the class. So I incorporate his principles into my teaching.
And how does that influence the way you hire? Or do you teach people how to hire for their associations? Or how do you work?
So I actually have a class called Good to Great, Hiring the Right People. And I do apply those principles on how to go about finding the right people. And it's all about attitude. It's all about motivation. It's all about getting people excited to do what you love to do and getting their buy-in. and also giving them the tools to succeed in managing properties.
Now, what can we do to help communities today?
I would say the best thing to do is, if you're a community member, think about volunteering. Maybe you want to serve on a committee. The social committee is a great start, because this way you get to be part of planning all the fun.
Right.
And then if you want, you can evolve into running for the board of directors. I've been on my HOA board of directors for, gosh, it's been 20 years. And it's been so gratifying.
Wow. What is the most important thing with managing conflict, Marcy?
I have to say, when you're managing conflict, especially in community associations, listening. I think we have a tendency to just want to.
That's the best thing to do when you're managing conflict anywhere, right? Listen, right? Listen. You don't talk so much, right? Is that the answer?
Listen and learn. And if somebody has a complaint and there's a conflict, just listen, let them vent. They just want to be heard, and acknowledge what they're saying. And then don't let them push your buttons. Just maintain your composure, remain calm. And they may have a different opinion, a different objective, especially here in South Florida. We have people from all over the world. There's so much diversity. People are from different cultures.
I learned this in my sales training. I've done a lot of sales in my life, and it's called Feel, Felt, Found. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
You tell the person, I know how you feel. I felt that way before. And then I found, after I did these few things, that I could feel super terrific if I did it this way, right? That's the way you get someone to change their mind, right?
Right. And that's what Dale Carnegie says. And how to win friends and influence people, how to get them to your way of thinking,
is to let them know that you understand. Just let them know you understand. You want to hear how they feel, right? That's the best way, right?
Right. And you may learn something and they may be right. They may have something that they're pointing out that you may feel at the beginning of the conversation that they're wrong, and you never want to tell them they're wrong.
Right.
And then once you listen, you learn.
Now, how has high-rise maintenance changed since we had that big disaster happen where this condo fell down a couple years ago?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Champlain Towers situation has changed the whole dynamic. And unfortunately, many boards kicked the can down the road, and they didn't want to set aside the proper reserve funding to maintain their properties.
Right. Now, how do you stay motivated to keep, making things better in the buildings? And how do you stay motivated? What do you do?
The way I stay motivated is through education, reading all these journals and information that's on the internet. And I'm a part of an organization that's an amazing organization for community association members, and that's the Community Associations Institute, and it is worldwide now. We actually have a chapter in Dubai, and I serve on the board of directors for the Gold Coast chapter. I'm the vice president, and I'm there to help draft a monthly magazine, a quarterly magazine, and we try to give the members information so they can go back to their communities and better serve their communities.
Now, I always like to hear everybody's passion. So what was your passion? Like, you've been doing this for how many years?
Oh, 25 years.
So, when you first heard about it, what made you passionate enough to think, that's what I want to do for the next 25 years? What made you so passionate? What is it that keeps you going?
I love people. I just love bringing people together, and I always say the word unity is in community.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. So now I also want to talk to you about HOA, because I know that's a big deal with you, right? And so what is now I've got people that are always telling me, I want to go to I want to find a community in real estate that doesn't have HOA. Can you tell us the benefits to HOA?
Oh, the benefits to HOA. Well, your neighbor's not going to be painting their house purple, and you're not going to see a bunch of junk stored in their yard.
Right.
They have restrictions and they have their requirements, but basically their governing documents, it's like the Bible. It's governing their community. It's like a mini city.
That's just a little bit of the real estate minute that I had to get in here, because I think that's such a valid point that you make, that that this is such a good reason. I mean, the people that are looking for no HOA communities to live in now, maybe there's the HOA sometimes gets out of hand, don't you think?
Well, sometimes people have egos and power and it can get out of hand. But I can tell you that if you want to maintain your property and have the curb appeal and have the social aspect of it, it's always a benefit to buy into a homeowners association.
Now, what is something that you do or that you know about within the association that would surprise me, or that none of us know about? What is something that you've been working on that would surprise us, that you do behind the scenes?
Well, I do a lot behind the scenes when it comes to associations. And I think the main focus that I have, like I said, is education and writing and mentoring and just getting people to understand, especially those that have never lived in an association, teach them what it's about being part of something bigger.
What makes Hotwire Communications different from the other communications
Oh,
companies?
Hotwire. Hotwire's been a privately owned company since 2002, and I am so grateful to be a part of it. I was a customer, and when I was managing properties, I always had that concierge level of service, and I had a partner. We weren't just a provider. They weren't just a provider, and now I'm part of that partnership and support
Wow.
community associations. It's really gratifying, and our customers love us. I mean, we have communities that have renewed now for their second term, and we're really excited because they are a part of our Hotwire family.
Oh my goodness. Now, do you have any good stories that you can tell us, things that have happened? I know dealing with people, there are always going to be stories involved.
Well, when it comes to managing properties, I have to tell you, years ago, I managed high rises, and I had a resident that lived in the penthouse, and he was above the law, didn't want to deal with rules. And he actually had a treadmill that he stored in his parking space, and he used it in his parking space.
Oh my goodness.
And I said,
Did he have electricity?
And he had a plug.
He must have a plug out there.
And the board was adamantly against it. We had to get the attorney involved. He refused.
That's a good story.
He refused to move that treadmill. He said it's a moving vehicle, and it's my parking space, and I can keep it parked there.
Wow, that's amazing. Is there anything else that you could share with us?
Well, that same resident actually had a mattress in the stairwell. Again, the same guy was, above the law. But I could be here all day telling you funny stories, because when it comes to, community living, it's all about everybody coming together and having an understanding of what you can and cannot do.
Now, tell me, back to the real estate minute. Marcy, do you see HOA fees going down at all right now with the changing economy that's going on?
It's been a struggle for HOAs and condos because of the insurance premiums. And with the rise in cost of materials and payroll, it's been really tough. And with the mandatory reserves that have been mandated by the state of Florida, that's really put a hardship on a lot of the associations. And budget season is just around the corner. And what I do is I help associations understand what they can do to help save money. And when it comes to their technology and when it comes to Hotwire, we can save their association so much money. So many people are overpaying for technology, especially if they're on a retail basis. They have, their internet they're paying for, and they're paying for their television services. Combined, sometimes we can even cut those fees in half.
Wow. Now, so what does your job have to do with? Is it just Florida, or is it the other states that you were talking about?
Back in October, I was given the opportunity to expand my reach, and I now cover 7 states out of the 10 states that we are in. So I help educate. I attend a lot of events, and I go around the states supporting community associations and understanding the innovative technology that Hotwire Communications has to offer.
Now, how do you see rules changing this coming year, the end of 2025, and next year going forward with the Trump presidency?
Well, I don't think the Trump presidency would have anything to do with us on a local level, but there are some new bills that we're waiting to see if the governor is going to pass them, some new legislation, which would take the pressure off the associations where they don't have to reserve right away where it's mandated. And this could be a phased in type of thing, because to mandate fully funding reserves right now, it's a big hardship on top of the cost to bring those buildings up to where they need to be on the repairs. So a lot of associations are having to reach out to banks for loans, or they're having to special assess their owners.
Wow. Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of that we should know that I haven't asked you about today?
I would say that right now, just take the time to get to know your neighbors. We all have to be in this together. And I think we get so caught up in our daily lives, you never know what someone else is going through.
I think that's a good rule of knowledge for every situation, don't you? You never know what people are going through. Be kind. Just be kind. You never know what people are going to. James, do you have anything to say that you've noticed or have a question? I know James was doing some background work before the interview today to find out who this woman is and who Hotwire Communications is. And
I do have one question. From the point of view of Hotwire Communications.
oh, look, we've got James to look at there.
How does, and if it does, how has AI changed the way Hotwire Communication works and serves your customers?
Well, AI has always been running in the background in everything that we do. We have a 185,000 square foot data center that is located in Fort Lauderdale. And I would love for anyone that's interested in our services, we'd be happy to give them a tour and we could show you how the technology has evolved. AI is used in so many ways with community associations, with smart home technology that we do. And right now, we're very lucky that we have partnered with a developer, and we're doing all their smart home technology, which is all AI.
Wow, that's amazing. Anything else, James? Okay, well, I'm going to go to the real estate minute. Since I already talked to you about HOA, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what's going on out there right now. Condos for sale as of June 5th, 2025. Florida's real estate market is experiencing a cooling trend, with home prices declining from their April 2024 peak of 423,000, now down approximately 3%. Inventory levels have increased, leading to a more balanced market here in Florida. While rising insurance premiums and climate change concerns, especially in coastal areas, are affecting affordability and demand, luxury markets like Jupiter remain strong, attracting affluent buyers. But overall, the market is adjusting to new economic and environmental realities. Okay, so real estate here in Florida, no matter what, it depends on who you're working with now. But for me, it's going really good. I mean, it's all about what you want and how much you're willing to pay. But here in Naples, we're doing great. And I know in Miami, it's doing great too. There is more inventory on the market, so you have more opportunities out there for the buyers and the sellers. It hasn't, the market's maintaining your value. So this is a really good time to be buying and selling. Don't you feel that way too?
Yes, we do see an increase in the South Florida market. And I know the Naples market has always been strong.
Yeah, exactly. So James, do you have anything to add? So please subscribe to our channel. Post a little message below. You can post it from Marcy and I'll make sure she sees it. Give it a like. Share it with your friends because it helps us to get the message out about all these things we're sharing here on the Being Tracy podcast. My name is Tracy Bush Pate. And if you don't have a realtor that you're already working with, I would be more than happy to help you out. And I'm going to have my contact information below. And I'm also going to give you Marcy's contact information. If there's anything you need to contact her about the community you're living in, like what kind of questions are good questions that you get?
Oh, I get questions all the time. Can you help me give an evaluation of our finances and how we can improve our operations? Or what type of technology can you offer in providing us Wi-Fi in our common areas? And anything innovative with our gate access control systems.
Wow.
And what kind of TV platform do you offer? And do you have a community channel that can help us communicate with our residents? All those types of things, I'm here for you. I'd be happy to help.
Who makes up the decision on how much the HOA fees are for each community? Is it a community thing, or is it just a neighborhood thing, or?
The board of directors are elected on behalf of the residents, and they sometimes will appoint a finance committee, and then the finance committee will make a recommendation, and then the board of directors ultimately has the final say and the vote on that budget.
But as you can see, there's value to paying your HOA fees because your neighborhood around you is going to be beautiful and upkept, right?
Yes.
James, you look like you have another question.
Marcy, tell them a little
James,
bit.
put yourself up on the screen. This is James Henderson, the computer, the producing guy back here, our team.
Marcy, tell them a little bit about your speaking, because I know you do some speaking, and what type of topics and what things.
James is asking that question because he used to be president of the National Speakers Association that he got me involved with, and that's how I met Marcy.
Actually, I was the president of the Florida Speakers Association, South.
Oh, national branch, the Florida National branch.
South Florida chapter of the National.
Okay,
Speakers
well, I
Association.
embellished a little bit, like made it bigger, exaggerated.
Next thing you know, I'll be the king. Anyway,
Well,
but no, tell them about
thank
your
you
speaking.
for asking, because I absolutely love speaking, and like I said, I love sharing the knowledge, and I have about a dozen classes that I teach and speak about that are excerpts from my book. And one of the most popular classes that I've been teaching, and last year and this year have been going around Florida and now in other states, and that's creating harmony.
Okay.
And trying to help people deal with conflict.
Wow,
and
that's
association.
really important. And it's a constant effort, right, for people to keep harmony.
It really is.
In your head and in your environment, right?
Exactly. That, and there's a class that seemed to be very popular, managing people, property, and politics.
Another good one. Wow. Where do we sign up for these classes?
Well, you can go to my website at marcykravit.com, or you can email me directly at marcy.kravit@hotwiremail.com.
And if you didn't have a pen, I'm going to have it down in the biography under our podcast here. So right after you subscribe to my channel, like it and share it and post your thoughts underneath, we're going to be able to get that information for you. Anything else to say, Marcy?
No, I just want to thank you, Tracy. And it's just been a pleasure. And I just love being here today.
I'm so glad you made the trip from Miami today. Thank you so much. You're going to have a chance to get back before all the Friday traffic, right?
Absolutely.
Or now it's Thursday. When I'm going to put it up next week, it's going to be Thursday. But anyway, we're acting like it's Thursday next week. Anyway, we love you guys. James, do you have anything else to offer? Okay, well, we have been so happy to see you again today. And you know where to find us on the Being Tracy channel on YouTube. We're going to be here every week with a new video on Thursdays. Talk to you soon. Sending you lots of love.